Welcome back to the My Quilts App tutorial. This is part of a series of tutorials to teach you all about how to navigate the My Quilts app and to teach you all about the different features that we have to offer. Today we're going to be talking about how to add projects to the My Quilts app. So now that we've set up our profile and adjusted our settings, we're going to start adding some quilt projects. So anytime you see a green square with a plus sign inside of it, that means that you can add something. So this is where you are going to add your projects. So we're going to click on that button and up comes a frame for adding all kinds of various information about your quilt. So the first thing is adding photos. Once again, here's a green button with a plus sign. That means you can add something. So when you click on the green button, you can choose to take a photo with your camera, or you can choose to pick a photo that you've already taken from your photo library. When you do the photo library, you can choose multiple photos at the same time to add to your project. And then once you do, you'll be able to mark which ones you want to be the cover. Okay, so here we have a bunch of different quilt photos. So I'm just going to add one here. Let's do this quilt here. And I'm going to, this is in my photo album. I'm going to choose a couple of photos all at once to add. And now that we have these photos in here, you'll see a little star in the corner. And whichever star is filled in, so right now that's this one, that is the project photo that is going to be the cover and the main photo for that project. You can always subtract photos up here if you grabbed one by accident from your albums. Now you'll see right here at the top is a progress bar. So this progress bar is going to change based on some answers that you give down below on what stage of the project you're in. So let's say you've finished cutting things out and you've started working on the blocks, then it might say 50% done. Or if you have completely finished your project and it's bound, it'll say 100% completed. So that's just a fun little feature to show you kind of where you're at on that project. So here you can give your project a name. This is different from the pattern name in case you wanted to give it some other name. And then down here is where you get into some more important details like the pattern name and the pattern designer. And right here you can either enter your own size, or you can, by clicking on custom, you can enter your own size if you want to be specific. Or if you're not sure on the exact details of the quilt anymore, but you know generally how big it is, you can choose something from the drop-down menu. Now right here is a nice little feature where you can click if this quilt was a gift for somebody, and then you can enter in their name. If not, then you just leave that off. Now coming down here is where we'll get the progress information. You can click on the drop-down menu here to get a list of a bunch of different techniques that are used in quilting. Same with how you quilted it, the quilting style. And if you come across that there's something in here that is missing or that you would like to see in there, feel free to reach out to us. We're constantly adjusting and adding things to make sure that it is all inclusive. Continuing on, you can enter who quilted it, whether you did it yourself or you sent it to a long armor. This is where that progress bar at the top is going to come into play. This is where you click on the stage of the project. So you can click on the drop-down menu and you can see that you've started it, fabric has been chosen and bought. Have you cut your pieces, blocks made, rows assembled, all that kind of stuff. If you're entering a project that was completed a while ago, you can just come in here and go ahead and click completed, and that will adjust your project bar to 100%. Moving on, you can add a fabric line that you used if you know what it is, or you could just enter scrappy if you used scraps that you already had. Now, for the date picker, this has been really helpful for me, that sometimes I don't always remember exactly what date I started, especially if it's a past quilt that I'm cataloging. So I could just go in and enter, circa 2020 or whatever date you think it was about, approximately, 2010, whatever. But if it's a more current project or a more recent one, you can click on this calendar icon and select an exact date. So, and same for the completed. Now, here is the journal entry. I find that there are often quilts that I have very specific thoughts or feelings towards, especially if I'm making it for somebody or I was trying something new in that quilt. I like to record my thoughts and feelings. If it's something that's too personal, you can always click off for making that journal entry public. And then if your project is public, then they just won't be able to, other people won't be able to see your journal entry. So whether you want to allow that to be public they have the option right here, on or off. Now here is tags. This works kind of like hashtags. You're going to enter a word. So let's say this is a throw size, and I'm just going to hit enter after each word. This makes this a clickable link, a clickable tag in this project. So now when people come and look at your project and they'll see these tags, they can click on that tag and they'll see it'll take them to a new screen that will show them all other projects that have that same tag. So you can put any number of things in here, like baby quilt, Halloween quilt, throw quilt, king size quilt, whatever you want really. And then if you found that you don't like that tag or you misspelled it, you can just click on X. Then once again, your default settings are going to already be here for the make project public, whether it's on or off. If your default is on, but you want this particular project to be off, you can go ahead and do that here, just like you can with the journal entry. And then when you're all done, you're going to hit save. And that will complete this project. When you're done, you will see all of your completed projects here at the bottom on this tab that says My Projects. You'll click on that, and this will show you all of the projects that you have entered into the app. And then once again, it'll tell you how many you've completed, or how many projects you've entered and how many projects you've completed. This right here shows you how many of your projects other people have saved, which we will go over in one of the next tutorial videos. So that's all for today. Go ahead and get started and try entering your own projects.